What's up, guys? One Yeti here. I thought today I'd talk a little bit about the Hunter Call of the Wild and how I thought this game would be boring, and I was so wrong. I can't even express. When I first saw Hunter Call of the Wild, I thought it looked incredibly boring. I mean, the gameplay seemed to consist of walking through forests for 45 minutes, occasionally looking at animals poop. Maybe you get to shoot an occasional deer. And, there's no explosions, no boss fights, there's no battle royale, no insane movement mechanics, it's just walking. Naturally, I assumed I'd play for 20 minutes before uninstalling it forever, but something changed. Something happened where 20 minutes turned to 2 hours, 2 hours turned to an entire evening, and before I knew it, I was tracking virtual animals like my life depended on it. I want to talk to you guys today about it, how it completely surprised me, and how the game has come to be something I absolutely love and want to chuck myself into this immersive experience. Before I do that, I'd like to ask you to subscribe if you like Call of the Wild gameplay. I'll bring out some more. Drop a like on this video if you also found yourself loving it. And drop a comment. Where should I go hunting next? So my first impressions when I started playing, nothing really happened. The game drops you into a massive open world, a reserve, and says, kind of good luck with a bit of early questing. No big, directions to follow, a few arrows here and there. A bit of guidance from an NPC, but that's about it. No constant stream of rewards other than a bit of XP. You're just standing in the middle of nature with maybe a hut nearby. I genuinely thought the game would be something to make one video about, review it, slate it, and that would be me done with it. But I spent the first few minutes wandering around, wondering where the animals were, and they don't just line up in front of you waiting to get shot. You do need to go and find them. Crazy, I know. Then you're tracking things, you're noticing footprints, you're looking for animal calls, you suddenly stumble across a sleep or a feeding zone, and the game transforms from this walking simulator to something completely different, a proper detective game. So the first thing I noticed was the tracking became super addictive. It finally clicked that if tracking sounds or, footprints sounds boring on paper, it's weirdly addictive in practice. You find a footprint, then another, then another. You build a picture in your head of where that animal's headed. How big is it? How far away is it? What direction should I then go in? Am I upwind, downwind of it? Because your own smell means a lot in this game, whether an animal detects you or not. Then the clues pull you deeper into that hunt. You crouch walking through bushes before you know it, like a military operative. Checking wind, moving carefully, listening for anything you hear. And after spending 20 minutes tracking an animal, you don't want to scare it. All of these things Call of the Wild does brilliantly. It creates this super tension without forcing it, and the stakes exist between you and your effort to track this animal. And that makes that hunt valuable. You earn your encounter. Then I got my first big kill. After tracking a deer for what felt like forever, you spot it, bit of a way off in the distance. You're kind of now excited because the payoff is potentially huge, but the risk reward is massive. And I know this sounds ridiculous, like it's a deer. It was probably a trivial level 1 or 2 or something, and I'd spent so much time searching for it, suddenly missing it would have felt killer. So you line up your rifle, hold your breath and take that shot, and the deer ran away. Fantastic. Professional hunter right here. I had to go and then follow that other trail, but now I've got blood tracks as well. This is the first time I'd experienced blood tracks. More footprints, more waiting. I've got the dog giving me a hand, and eventually the dog goes mental, starts barking because he's found it. The satisfaction, the dopamine hit was next level, and now I'm hooked. I had earned this. It was probably a bronze or whatever it could have been, and maybe a silver, but it was the planning, the tracking, the patience, and the payoff that made it my new obsession. I completely underestimated how good looking the game would be. I started playing the Scotland map a few days ago on a video I've already posted, and the environments look incredible. You're hiking through like Heathland, there's a castle, and then the other maps are beautiful. I've been to the Australian outback, My next video, I plan to go to some snowy peaks and hunt some moose, and I can't wait to go. The weather changes, it is super stunning. And occasionally I'd find myself stopping the hunt entirely just to have a good old look around. Not something I expected to enjoy about a hunting simulator. The sound design's good. Birds in the distance, branches cracking, the animal calls, the wind. It feels like you're in a world that's properly alive, and that helps engross you in it, gets you really, really into it. You're no longer feeling like you're playing a game, but you're on a hunt. The game isn't bombarding you with action every 5 seconds. You notice these little details that mean more to you, and I found it strangely relaxing. I found it super cozy, super chill. Then that chill feeling goes away when you spot something you're really after. You haven't shot a kangaroo yet, so we're going to get a kangaroo, and suddenly you're no longer relaxing. It is full risk for reward mode. The game then goes full psycho on you. I've had kangaroos rush me. I've had deer charge past me. I've had bears trying to attack me and successfully attacking me. So it's like something switches in your brain after a few hours. You stop thinking like a normal person. You'd be driving in real life and you'd see a field and you wonder if there are any deer in there, and think, oh, that's probably a feeding zone. And it's like, I went for a walk the other day through a forest, and it's just completely changed actually my total enjoyment of nature in the real world. So that's something that massively surprised me. Somehow everything feels like completely realistic in the game as well. Reasonable that you should be walking 45 minutes for that payoff. It's been definitely rewarding patience, not something I'm normally going to say is my strongest quality. Most modern games have trained me to want constant reward, and Call of the Wild is doing the opposite, and I think that's why I'm finding it so addictive. Because of that, when something does happen, it feels super important to me, and the game respects my time, but making that reward meaningful instead of just constant. I'd understand it's not for everyone, to be fair. This game absolutely isn't for everyone. If you're looking for non-stop action, you'll probably hate it. If you want instant gratification, you'll probably hate it. If walking through forests sounds like torture, it's not for you. That's okay, honestly. The game knows exactly what it wants to be. Slow, methodical, it's patient. It refuses to compromise on that. Some maps are a bit more action-packed. If you're looking for something with a bit more regular reward, I definitely recommend the Outback DLC. I found the Scottish one very, 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 unrewarding. You had to wait a long time to get that payoff, and you had to be extremely dedicated to the tracking you were doing. So I was wrong about the Hunter Call of the Wild completely. I thought it would be boring, repetitive, uninstall after one session. Instead, I found a game that creates tension through patience, and a game that really turns tracking footprints into meaningful gameplay, and something I intend to play for a lot more hunts. Somehow, spotting deer in the distance now feels super exciting, more so than a boss fight in an action game to me. It feels exciting because nothing's happened for so long, and unlike something like HOTS, which I'm used to playing, where something's always happening, constant action, this makes me desire the next interaction and know the patience will pay off. It's worth waiting for. If you're looking for something new, if you're looking to try something out of your ordinary box and you've not been on Call of the Wild, trust me, give it a chance. It's so worth it. If you are a hunter already and you've played Call of the Wild for years and you know exactly what I'm talking about, I need all your tips in the comments. I'd like to thank you all for tuning into this video, and I will catch you on the next one. Thanks.